I am home with a sick kid, and I know some classes are further than this, but I want to recap a little bit of what we did and give some information to be able to finish up the fish tank and then get you moving on getting sprites moving in the background that you created for yourselves. So I'm going to start at this point. We had the fish moving, and they go off the screen. And when they go off the screen, or their X value is less than 0, we first let the player know which fish won, and then we set both fish back to X equals 400 off the screen here on the right-hand side. So the only problem with this is that the fish are moving at this set speed that we gave them down here, and there's no variation. So in mine, the green fish is going to win every single time. So what I need to do is make something called a variable, which is just a placeholder for a piece of information. And we're going to set the variable to a random number so that we can have a random speed each time the fish restart. So I'm going to stop the moving of these fish. And what I'm going to do is go to the variable drawer of the toolbox, and I'm going to pull over 2 variables. And one is going to be for, I have green fish and pink fish, so I'm going to do green fish speed. And the next one is going to be pink fish speed. And if I go to the math drawer, I'm going to pull out this random number. You can set the random numbers anywhere from 1 to 9 for their speed. I'm doing like 2 to 7, I think is probably good. Anywhere from 1 to 9, though, is going to work. Now I've made this variable, so now instead of having the fish move at these set numbers, I'm going to have them move at that random speed. So I'm going to say green fish speed and pink fish speed. Now when I run it, the initial time, oh, I didn't spell it the same. I gotta go look and see what my problem, pink fish speed. Oh, I didn't spell speed right. You might run into that problem too. You need to make sure that this variable name is spelled exactly the same down here. So right now those fish were moving at a random speed, but they're still going to keep that same random speed. What I need to do is here in the if block, when I reset those fish, so they get all the way to the end of the screen, when they get here, I need to start them again on this side of the screen at a new random speed so that they each then have an equal chance of winning. I'm going to go to the variables, and I'm going to grab the third one down. If I just hover, it says assign a variable. I'm not making a new variable, I'm just giving it a new value. So I'm going to pull the X out, one here and one here, and I'm going to do the same down here. And what I'm going to say is green fish speed and pink fish speed. And I'm going to set both of these to random numbers again. So I'm going to do my 2 to 7. Again, you can do anywhere from 1 to 9. You can make it a little faster if you wanted to, but don't get silly with it. Green fish speed, pink fish speed, and I'm going to pull out a random number here, 2 and 7, and 2 and 7. So now when I run this, you're going to see that each fish will have an equal chance of being the winner. Sometimes the green will win and sometimes the pink will win. It just depends which one gets the higher value. So far the green one's only been winning, but there goes the pink one. And he's going to win again. Awesome. So this is that code right here, and I will put some screenshots of this finished code in Google Classroom as well so that you can look at it to help you finish building yours. Again, I'm really sorry I'm not there. My son is sick now after me being sick, so you know how that goes through households. I am going to create another video after this for those of you that are ready to move on to the next lesson. But before you get to that, you do need to do a little practice on your own. You'll notice that after, in my game loop lesson, that it has you going and clicking here and remixing this project. It's going to take you to a project that has a spaceship and an asteroid. So what I want you to do is click on View Code. And then click on the Remix button at the top. And you can just name it Outer Space. I'm going to put just period 2, quarter 4. And save it. So right now, if I run this, it has a spaceship and a comet and a background. So it looks a lot like what we had with the fish. However, what we're going to do is try to move these down the screen. So to be able to move them from top to bottom, the top of the screen, and you can, if you look down here where my mouse is right now, you'll see that if I'm moving down the screen, my Y is getting bigger. So if I want to move the UFO, I'm going to change, or I'm going to move it by the speed, which I already have set, UFO speed and comet speed, using the counter pattern. So this is going to be on the Y. So this would be UFO.Y equals UFO.Y plus, and then I got to make sure my spelling, it's UFO and then a capital, UFO speed. So if I reset this and run it right now, my UFO is going to come down the screen. I do have it set where it is already checking its location and then resetting it back at the top of the screen. I want you to do the same thing with the comet. I want you to make the comet move, and then I want you to make, it already has the code here for you to reset it, but get the comet moving down the screen. Then I want you to go into animation, and I want you to add something else in here. Maybe you're going to add an alien. He's kind of funny. And you're going to go to the top, and I want you to add the information that you need for your alien, and I want you to give him a speed and set that to an amount, and then I want you to make him move down the screen or up, that's up to you, and I want you to loop him as well. So I want you to try to take all the things we did with the fish tank and now apply it to this outer space, but moving on the Y instead of the X.